Concealers also make good cat toys. So today I'll be trying out a new concealer I found at the drugstore. This is the L'Oreal True Match Super-Blendable Multi-Use Concealer. So I purchased the shade Fair N1, which is the third to lightest shade available. I picked this up for $12.99 and it's available in 14 different shades, which is a little unusual for a drugstore concealer. So if you're new here, this is my series where I wear test a new concealer or just one that I've never tried before. I'll link my playlist for this series in the description box below, or you can click the eye right there. So let's check out some of the claims on L'Oreal's website, and they have a lot to say. Hi, honey. How you doing? Oh, sweetie. I know. We're almost done. Oh, I know. Say hello. You just sit there. I'm almost done. Introducing the new L'Oreal Paris True Match Multi-Use Concealer, our first ever multi-editing concealer. This full coverage concealer combines a super blendable formula with a retouching applicator that works to blend, cover, conceal where you need it. The high coverage concealer formula is infused with under eye concealer ingredients of active serum, hyaluronidase, and glycerin to instantly erase dark circles and fine lines, brighten skin, and depuff under eyes. Fine-tuned features with perfectly blurring coverage to conceal and correct all imperfections and treat blemishes. The uniquely designed retouching applicator hugs the contours of the face for effortless, ultra-blendable, and ultra-buildable application. True Match Concealer is available in a diverse range of 14 true-to-use shades to match every skin tone and undertone. So if you're enjoying this video while you're watching it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you want to know my thoughts on the L'Oreal Super Blendable Concealer and how it applies and wears throughout the day, don't go anywhere, just keep watching. So I'm also filming a review today for the Revlon Colorstay Full Cover Foundation, which is why my face looks like this. So I'm not sure which review I'll be posting first, but when I do post the Revlon, I will link it in the eye right there. So the packaging comes in this little, looks like a pen. I still have it in the plastic. Try and get this out of here. They really make you work for it. It's like peeling a banana. So the packaging comes in this little pen type with the sponge on top. I don't know whether to rant about this or not. Okay, I'm going to. Short rant. I don't like sponges on products, and it's because you can't clean them. And sponges are one of the most disgusting things on the planet. So companies, stop doing this. You think you're doing us a favor, but you're not. All right, so I think you twist this thing. Oh, it's one of these twisty doohickey thingies. And pushes the product up into the sponge. I mean, in theory, this seems like a good idea, but oh, here we go. Coming out the sides, which is a little odd. I thought it would be coming out the top. So what shade did I get? I bought shade Fair Neutral, but that is the darkest fair shade I've ever seen. So I'm not sure this is going to work, but we are going to try. Yeah, that's a little darker than I would normally choose for a concealer, but it is what it is. So note to self, fair is not that fair. All right, so the packaging of this says it conceals, illuminates, and hydrates. So that's the side without concealer. See all the dark purple, and wow, I wasn't expecting that. I mean, it's not Shape Tape or anything, but it did a really good job at concealing that dark circle. And when I get up close, right there is absolutely no creasing in my under eye, and there's absolutely no dryness. I'm prone to dryness, right? I love how I'm using this as a pointing stick, but right in the inner corners of my eye are a problem area for me. So I usually make sure my under eyes are well hydrated to prevent like a giant dry patch from happening, but it's hit or miss. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I didn't realize this had a little bit, it doesn't have glitter in it. There's an ingredient that's causing a bit of reflection in there. You can't really see it from this angle, but when I get up close, I definitely see a bit of illuminating. It seems to be reflecting the light. So let's just get the other eye done. So there's the other eye done. One thing I noticed while I was applying this one is there's an ingredient in this. I'm not sure if it's the hyaluronidase. I don't know. I felt like, you know that feeling of cucumbers on your eye? That cooling, relaxing, calming feeling? It's gone now, but while I was applying it, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting. Maybe it's to reduce puffiness. I was really not expecting to like this one. I thought the color would be completely off for me. It looked a little dark in here, but it has blended out beautifully. There is absolutely no creasing around my eyes. There's no caking. My eyes don't look dry. This does have glycerin as an active ingredient, so that's probably helping to prevent under eye dryness. So as far as concealing and brightening, this is doing a pretty good job. The only thing that concerns me, and I noticed this when I was applying it, is this is pushing the product up, obviously, to come out the top part, but there really isn't. This looks a little messy. That's the bottom of this pen. Like, they don't give you a heck of a lot of product. Like, that's it. There's only about an inch there, which for the price of it doesn't really seem to be good value. I did not realize this when I purchased this. I thought that the product would start at the bottom of the pen and you'd have this much, but apparently not. Apparently it's only this. That's just something you really need to be aware of, considering this is pretty pricey for a drugstore concealer. And then when you consider the amount of product, it's exceedingly pricey for a drugstore concealer. So I will check in with you guys in 5 hours and let you know how this concealer has been holding up. So the time is 3:44. Looking at it from this angle, it looks really nice, but when you look up close, it's not looking great. I think the only thing to do is to zoom you guys in and show you what I'm talking about. So this concealer claims to be hydrating. I don't know. I'm looking up close and I'm really not too impressed with what I see. So I'll zoom you guys in and show you what I'm talking about. All through here is really dehydrated. And same, this side isn't as bad. The skin right in there is just dying for some moisture. Definitely not one of my favorites. I think one of the reasons why I'm so cranky is when I realized how much product was actually in the packaging, that there was hardly anything in there. So when I see a product that's not really working for me, that was expensive, and that it's not doing what it claims to do, it just makes me a little irritable. So that's my update so far. I'll check in with you guys in 5 hours. So the time is 8:23. So let's get a peek at this. So this concealer hasn't gotten any worse. That's the good news. Ooh, I take that back. I just noticed something. This area right here, it's like the skin is actually, it's so dehydrated. It's like starting to pull in a weird way. Like, I would have to zoom you guys in to show. Oh my goodness, it's awful. Look how dry that is right in there. Ooh, that's not good. That is not happy skin. And then right in here, it has all dried and caked up. This side isn't doing it as badly. There's a little bit of dryness happening here and a whole lot of dryness happening in the corner, but this is the area right here that for whatever reason has been really affected. So I forgot to add, before I applied this, I also put a little bit of the Ordinary's marula oil underneath my eyes. I find either the Ordinary's rosehip oil or the marula oil tend to help with the dryness issues, but in this case, it didn't really help me at all. So this is not a hydrating concealer as it claims to be. It may have glycerin in it, but not enough to make a difference. And plus, as I mentioned earlier, I'm more than a little annoyed by the amount of product. When you looked at the packaging, it looked very misleading. Like, I thought the whole tube contained the product, not just the top 1 inch. So when I take into account the amount of product in the packaging and the effect it's having on my under eyes, there's no way I can recommend this one. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!